All right, you saw the title and you saw the thumbnail. So let's just get into this tutorial and review. All right, so I have done my base, which was the primer, eye primer, foundation, concealer, powder, and eyebrows. And now we're gonna move on to the palette. So the first color that I'm gonna dip into is called Hearts of Flutter. It's gonna be that large pan at the top, kind of that creamy off-white, which is perfect for my skin tone. I'm gonna go in with a fluffy brush and coat from brow to lash line on both eyes. So for my first color, I'm gonna go in with the shade You Give Me Butterflies, which is right next to that matte dark brown, this guy right here. And I'm gonna take that on my Morphe M453, make sure the bristles are coated, and I'm gonna pop that right into the crease. And then to further blend that out, I'm gonna go in with the shade Pretty Powerful, which is kind of this cantaloupe color right here. And I'm going to go around the edges of that first color and soften it under the arch and then connect the front of the eyebrow to the crease with that. So just hitting the edges of that first crease color, kind of melting it in with my skin. And I like to take it out a little bit this way. And then depending on your eye shape, you may not want to do this, but I like to take my brush right here and kind of swirl it on the inner corner and very lightly blend it into the front of the eyebrow. And then go across and make it all seamless. And you can see, just by adding that color in here and filling up the space on me anyway, just kind of makes it all look more complete. Okay, so now we're going to add a little bit more color into the crease, a little bit more precisely, and I'm gonna go in with the color Too Femme, which is this one right here, that kind of mid-tone berry. And I'm gonna take it on a small domey crease brush, and I'm gonna tuck it just right in the socket. Blending it into those kind of orangey corals. And we start to kind of get this sunset effect, this kind of gradient. And you can see right where I'm placing that, just right into that fold. Going back and forth like a windshield wiper. Just keep building and blending until you get it where you want it. And it should start to look something like this. And then if you ever think you've lost a little bit too much of that initial crease color, you can go back in with that brush with just a hint of that color and just revive it a little bit. So now I'm gonna take the color called Free to Be Femme, which is fitting for a feminine woman like me. And I'm gonna take that right here, that dark matte brown. Same brush that we used for the Too Femme color. And I'm gonna focus this more so, still in the socket, but just at the outer corner. So I'm not taking it all the way in like we did with that kind of berry color, just focusing it on the outside. At about the halfway point, I will kind of fade it, just so we get a little bit more depth at the corner there. Okay, still using that same color, Free to Be Femme, now on an IT Cosmetics 220, and I'm going to focus on the lid now. On the outer corner right here, connect it to the crease and then drag it in. And now that the darkest matte is in there, I'm gonna go back in with a little bit of Too Femme on that fluffy brush one more time, just because being really nitpicky, but I really want that kind of berry to show through, and I don't want that dark brown to cover too much of it. So I'm just adding a little bit more, always making sure the edges are soft and winging it out. Okay, so that's it for the mattes. So now we're gonna go into some shimmer for the lid. First off, I'm gonna go in with the shade Fiercely Femme, which is gonna be kind of this, it's kind of this dark cranberry shimmer. And I'm gonna take some on my ring finger and I'm gonna pop this on the outer portion of the lid. Let's grab a little bit more. Okay, I mean, this one, I mean, it works, but I'm not blown away. But now I have to do the other eyes so that they're even. I'm gonna top this off with a little bit of Hear Me Roar, which is this color right here. It's a little bit of a lighter, more pinky version, and we're gonna see how that layers. Well, these are duds. I'm just gonna say it. These are duds. These, I mean, it's not like there's no color payoff. I'm just so bored. Okay, let's do a little bit of Think Pink, which is that kind of chunky pink one at the bottom. That's helping a little bit. So out of all of these colors here, I'm not really seeing a shade that would be metallic and bright enough to highlight my inner corner. So I am gonna go in with my Urban Decay Naked 3 Mini and try one of those out. So I'm gonna take the color Glassy, which is this one right here. It's kind of like the very first shade we used, this matte one in here, this large one, but it has just a little bit of satin to it, so that is gonna kind of highlight the inner corner nicely. Got some on my pinky, and I'll just press that in the inner corner, and then blend it into the lid. So yeah, that kind of just brings some light in there, and kind of just opens it up. Super pretty. Okay, so this is everything for the eyeshadow look. I'll be honest, I'm not really living right now, but we'll see how everything turns out with the lashes and, you know, bronzer, blush, highlighter, and the lip and everything. So let's get on with it. I'm gonna line the eyes with a black eyeshadow on a flat brush. Also, I forgot to mention, I didn't do any eyeshadow or eyeliner on the underneath of the eyes because I want this to be kind of a very like fresh and uplifting look. So by just doing eye makeup on the upper eyelid, it lifts the face pretty effectively. Some Clinique Fit mascara. And then now my Miami Flares from Lilly Lashes. I don't think I'm ever gonna stop using these. And you can save 20% at lilylashes.com if you use code KyleNaber. I have a discount code with them. Come on, influencer. Okay, so now that the eyes are totally complete, we're gonna move into blush. And I'm gonna go in with my favorite Buxom Wonderlust Blush in the shade Ibiza. And I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of Nars Orgasm for a little bit of sheen. So Too Faced did come out with a blush for this collection, but honestly, it's just like a Nars Orgasm, like a peachy pink with a gold shimmer, but on steroids. It's like a little bit more amped. and I didn't think that I needed it, so I didn't pick it up because I can just make my own little concoction right here with this Buxom. And then before I top this off with the Nars, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of translucent powder on a powder brush and then just soften the edges of the matte Buxom. I'm not sure how much of this is gonna show up on camera, but this is some Orgasm. Yeah, you can see on camera it is picking up a little bit of that golden shimmer. And I'm doing, I mean, honestly, this is a lot of blush. I'm not gonna lie like it's not, but I think this is the kind of look that calls for it. Something, you know, nice and cutesy, very strawberry shortcake-esque. A little bit on the nose. I love blush on the nose. And now I'm gonna go in with some Nars Laguna bronzer. This is the original one that has a little bit of sheen. Tapping it along the temples, a little bit into the hairline, a little bit under the blush, and a little on the chin. And then just a hit more of loose powder for the bronzer. Translucent powder, that is. For highlighter, I'm gonna take Starburst from Anastasia on an It Cosmetics 223 and swirl it right on the high points of the cheekbones. Gonna take some of that on a fan brush for the tip of the nose, the Cupid's bow, and the chin. Okay, so now everything is completely done besides the lips. And normally when I do a look this colorful with, you know, heavy blush and, you know, kind of berry eyes, I would do a really safe neutral nude. But for today, I think I'm gonna go in with the shade Crazy For You. This is part of the same Too Femme collection. They kind of have these medium coverage glossy finish lipsticks. That cute little heart in there is a lip balm, so it's really nourishing and moisturizing, which is perfect for this time of year. I'm not sure how this is gonna turn out, but let's see. This is a really hot pink. These smell so good too. It's like fresh strawberries. I really can't tell if this lip color is too much with the eyes and the cheeks, but we're going with it. You know what this lip kind of reminds me of? It's like those Little Debbie strawberry shortcake rolls. Those are so good. And this lip is reminding me of that for some reason. I don't know if it's like the color or the smell or both, but I feel very floral, chic, strawberry, shortcake, feminine, supermodel type of soft, delicate. I don't know. You know, the finished look I really do like. Here's what I'll say though. This palette is not worth 39 bucks. You know, if you already have similar colors in your collection and you kind of just are wanting this as a collection piece, or you just think the packaging is cute, I mean, I would say, I mean, do you? But overall, I mean, I have stuff that works better. I mean, some of these shimmers were kind of duds. I mean, the mattes are nice, but for the shimmers, I'm like,